things they happen and some will see. And about Stonebwoy, I reply article be a Grammys for a editor a social media. Now Stonebwoy replies answer no and send be a man for to the man for see bonnet and Nasam Ketwa. According to Stonebwoy, no, the time I Grammy for a article no. Omudu ne din so mo betwa na le mo pen no ebuye onim die ntia omo twere article about Ghanaian music na duro no ko adin so a mo yi ne din die film se mo pen le san ye o so obi ne be wi omo pen o se da ye o onim enti waka kire Grammy for ne se omo nya no mo due diligence akwajimi omo nya no mo due diligence na mo fa ne din no emna me hye ba bia ese na fata no wie no de ne Grammy certificate in China say I say whoever wrote this article is interested in missing the name Stonebwoy. At Recording Academy, do due diligence before you publish half those articles aiming to capture true image of the state of the Ghanaian sound. I circle a brand ten hour article no edi or Ghana ni. I don't also then a certificate a free Grammy just one Morgan Heritage in the album or your feature and was one diamond platinum or feature more was on a nominal as a reggae album of the year our Grammys 2017 or the certificate in so can home and was will be our Ghana ni I will name sa achievement winning I didn't will try something to capture the sound of Ghanaian music or met a name like Stonebwoy I'm quite one idea Stonebwoy chema about idea because you cannot write the history of Ghanaian music without Stonebwoy. Next time I did to Jana, why Anna Stonebwoy, I didn't be chilling Kumasi Rich Condos, winning all black normal and MC portfolio, Sebra, or chain it's not see an interview. Now, interview Nimu in summer appear Pimuno, and no one Babadi and come or has in no face that my son not subscribe, not like if you know, share. I'm a for France and the Biashef. Now, in the course of the interview, no, some by the course, so MC portfolio, Ebusa Stonebwoy said. Nisam no libe tu dwana man for bebre ka ho asem bebre na still na wo gina na so ana still na wo confirm say Grammys edina ne dina wo yi free mu no enye papa ensem fata so mu yi dina free ma dey nti na okasa because the Grammys were emphasizing on HipLife once yenim say ye reggae dancer or afro dancer artist enti adenti na yakotwere article about HipLife wa Nia you din adia frima ama obuofo munu ya kutukum wadwa enti a Stonebwoy and is it because Shatawale din e di ba mu na said because we know said there is this rivalry between you and Shatawale enti na we are talking about HipLife musicians and I say HipLife sound now kwa dia wo say ye you din afrim nti wo bekasa wa bra wo so nya HipLife artist adenti a
quick let's talk about the baking issue of the moment.
Yeah.
That Stonebwoy was displeased with an article that was published on the Grammy portal.
Yeah.
And you are still challenging it. Do you still stand by it that there is no way we can write the HipLife history and sound of Ghana and omit a page of a Stonebwoy page in that book?
How Anna Stonebwoy Busa said the article named Black Sherif was Akobo Kim Promise Edin, Akobo Kim Paluta Din. Na some more case na HipLife or mom de HipLife e ba ya mom ma HipLife e be gina ya san kofu we dwumadie be no mudi e wo honom nya na nsia na mo ba enti no meme so me hu ni say I take my roots from HipLife o hu ni say na nnum na oto no ebi wo ho a wonya inspiration from HipLife enti no say wo try something about HipLife a otimi enkotwere anema bi otimi kotwere half those article bi afa ma to ho meji ono no Stonebwoy. You cannot write the history of Ghanaian music without the name Stonebwoy. Or no, who say they are trying to capture the sound of Ghanaian music, not only to highlight on HipLife. And you know, my Grammy for me, Jinaso may say HipLife, and you know, Mubaba idea from the beyond train. Or more behind described in a Juma Dinya why in the music industry, our Ghana has a you got Stonebwoy, then come on, be. I'm like, I didn't say be our home piano. Now they are to comment section honum. Am I? You got the overlord, the Beam Nation president, Stonebwoy.
The Stonebwoy page in that book.
This is very fresh. I if you can pull up what
right. So you were challenging. Okay, you said Ghana sound.
Thank you.
But people were like, you knew definitely the article was emphatic about a particular genre.
Okay, so
all right. So the Stonebwoy tweet said, and then
Yeah.
I read out one guy. Whoever wrote this article, is interestingly missing the name Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
So the Recording Academy, which you tag them, should do due diligence before they publish have those articles aiming to capture the true image of the state of Ghanaian sound. With this,
before they capture the true image. Read.
Yes, of the Ghanaian sound.
Aiming. Before they capture Pacho reading honor.
Yes.
Before.
All right. So let me.
Due diligence for free honor.
All right. So you tag the Grammys to do due diligence before they publish have those articles aiming to capture the true image of the state of the Ghana sound. Ghanaian sound.
Honor quite big enough. Aiming to capture the true image. Okay, that on the side.
Right.
I'm not against any name that have been mentioned, and I stand on fact. Read where I said that the name Stonebwoy cannot be omitted when it comes to the true image of what the state of the Ghanaian sound.
Which I think people have not disagreed, but they are disagreeing on the premise that this was emphatic. Unless, of course, today Overlord want to tell me, please do have.
Hold on. Continue. This was emphatic to HipLife. To
HipLife. And the era, it was very emphatic about an era.
But it mentioned some other artists who were not in that era.
Unless, of course, you educate us on that.
Which is Black Sherif, our own brother, and King Paluta.
Okay, so
and then he goes on this morning to say Black Sherif ranks as one of the Ghanaian artists essential to Ghanaian hip life. Look, that's what's on the portal. Have you seen this? How do you explain that?
Okay, so we want to shift away from now. I'm centered on you.
I get it.
Yes.
So I'm centered on the Ghanaian sound. I'm centered on the article being half dosed. TikTok has also expressed his displeasure.
Right.
And has detailed. Kokese has come to say that if you don't write your own story, so people will carry it from different angles, trying to pin it different ways. I'm grateful that in all humility, we cannot disagree with the fact that this is a very, hardworking guy who is undoubtedly representing and adding to the catalog, the culture of Ghanaian music.
Certainly.
So when Livingston says Stonebwoy deserves a mention in such in an article that would represent us on a very international platform. That same platform, Stonebwoy has the most articles written about him on Grammy platforms. Check it
certainly.
out. So it's not. So that should tell you that it's not the platform. It's not about my name in the platform, but it's about some of the things that we have to stand up for. You understand?
Okay. So I have.
So what do you make of? This is an example. I definitely have to state I'm not attacking nobody.
No.
It's in context to the thing. Black Sherif ranks as one of the Ghanaian artists essential to Ghanaian hip life. I'm confused. And then the details further on in the same. And TikTok says good attempt, but a very poor delivery. Not resourceful enough to be featured on such a credible space. It's like the writer deciding to write about the story of hip hop and R&B, however missing some key and relevant information. I will advise Recording Academy to do due diligence, same words I use, to stories like this before publishing them.
Right.
Since it's of a great importance to the Ghanaian music industry. This even further explains what I'm explaining.
Okay. So the reason why I want to omit the
TikTok,
the TikTok, the fact that now it was emphasizing the fusion of the indigenous sound and dancehall, which is a borrowed culture. And to them, the poster boys at that era that was able to blend them was Shatawale and Samini. That is where we want to center the argument that it was emphatic. What is your position in HipLife? Because you have always championed an Afro dancehall. The first time I heard Afro dancehall was from you, and that is a part you are chattering. People are of the view that what is your concern with an article that captures HipLife?
But HipLife is our foundation. HipLife will pay credit to HighLife, and everything that is today must also pay credit to HipLife. So I definitely draw inspiration. I'm a son of HipLife till today, but it doesn't change the fact that the article wants to capture the Ghanaian sound. The article is capturing the state of Ghanaian sound, disguising under HipLife somehow. And we know better. We cannot sit here to have our sound captured whereby it takes it all the way and comes back to. I'm making my points from there to Sherif, our brother, and then King Paluta. I want to ask, what are their roles in HipLife?
Maybe because of how they have identified themselves.
Are they HipLife artists?
They identify themselves as such.
Have they said they are HipLife artists?
For Paluta, I can stick my neck out for him. I have heard Blacko say he does high life and trap. I don't know, something like something of that sort.
Good.
Which obviously
Good.
traces source from the indigenous genre.
So do I not trace my sources also from the HipLife inspiration?
So let me read this out real quick. Maybe to give you a better understanding of the issue.
And then it ends up by summing it up. It goes head and comes down.
Right.
Summaries it up with, that's an artist of the year. King Paluta is a new artist of the year.
Right.
And mentions a previous artist of the year. So believe you me, I know better in this industry.
Right.
I speak less. I need to tell you straight.
Right.
I speak less. I know better. I understand the terrain more, and I'm always a student trying to continue to learn.
Right.
When something doesn't make sense, by the grace of God Almighty and by the virtue of the people, an established artist like myself, who doesn't brag about things, those who know me in real life know that I know myself. I don't doubt. You know, I know what I'm speaking about. What I've spoke about is the same thing a TikTok is speaking about. It's the same thing Kwa is speaking about. It's the same thing some G8 article is speaking about. This article has tried but does not capture the full state of the Ghanaian sound. May it not hide under HipLife to try to coin it in a certain way. Then what is Samini doing in there if their style is contemporary? What is Shatta doing in there if their style is contemporary? What is Sonny Bali doing in there if their style is contemporary? Is my style not contemporary enough to be mentioned as even the current artist of the year? Are we writing in the past? I'm confused. There's a lot of questions I want to ask and I want to know also. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
That is what I am standing for on behalf of Stonebwoy, speaking the truth and saying, no, this is the vibe. And out of all the list mentioned, Stonebwoy is one of the ones who have come closest to the Grammys many times.
Yes, certainly.
So what will be the curse or the harm here if that writer finds a way to acknowledge our current artist of the year, so that still continues to represent a certain pie, a certain piece of the Ghanaian industry? You can disagree all you want, but I'm being honest with you. It is not about articles being written on Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy undoubtedly has it's been written about mostly on international platforms. In that list mentioned, Stonebwoy is one of the names that has gotten so much international write-ups. So what would it be? Is it that I want more write-up or no? I am here at this time, like you said, as an institution, a young institution at that. I have to lend my voice to stuff that will be meaningful tomorrow, if not now.
We are lagging behind time, so let's wrap up on it. Authenticate this for us. Someone wrote that your first commercial song was Odomakuma and Empress, which was produced by Quick Action on a compilation album in 2006.
Yes.
Both songs were reggae, house. Those songs were reggae, and then he came out fully with Grade 1 album, which has songs like
I understand that. So Makuma, it had tree in that. That's tree. Where do we get the tree influence from? From HipLife, from High Life. Simple. It has reggae beats. When you carry Ghanaian sound of gospel music around that time, all you hear is reggae. When you carry Sonny Bali, all you hear is reggae. So what are they trying to distinct here?
Right.
What are they trying to distinct in that era? When you hear Tadi Lumba, Koduenchi, you hear the influences of reggae as far as that.
Right.
What am I doing differently? When these are my inspiration. So as far back as 2007, am I not even closest in case? Am I not even closest? You know, if it is that I really want a mention, of course, am I not even closest? So,
here because you wouldn't have made a fuss about it if Shatta was not mentioned.
Fine, that's their own. But I love it because in the end, I am the sole force behind Afro dancehall.
Yes,
so I believe that the people maybe beknownst at that time, just because I'm trying to be a part of, and I have to really be a part of Ghanaian sound.
Right.
I'm actually advocating for something they see low. They don't, see the foresight. I'm grateful that I have a table for my own, which is Afro dancehall, which has a lot of people going sitting going to be able to sit around it very soon. And I believe that in a year or two, or anybody who is discerning would also capture a full story about that style. Then they will understand that right from the times of Kojo Enchi, right from the times of Sonny Bali, Yogi Dogi, Terry Bone Chaka, and even Rutai and more, General Marcus, Black Prophet, Vibration Kings, and even more that we don't know, Roots Anabo, they will realize that I'm not doing anything different. I'm only burning the torch.
And of course, Stonebwoy and our sister now, which is baby Ojina. Muka de Krana, and Dini dear, some more pen as I am, make more pen with her. Meeting with the ablem no match last mamma. And in the correction be our horror, some way, this is what Stonebwoy is saying. A dear now also worker, a for the Stonebwoy Ake, who bet much the wagon, our comment section. Big shouts to a MC Portfolio for holding a Stonebwoy down. Obusebus and this questions are, am I answering with home reaction? But wait to a full interview now MC Portfolio, a BKC network or YouTube, wait to the full interview. On a macro. I don't know first down or subscribe now like a video, no share, no watch the in the comment section.